and welcome to our September meeting. Today is September 6th. Time is about 8:02. This is the West Hartford Public Safety Committee meeting. This committee meeting will be available for live viewing on the WHCI YouTube channel, and this is a virtual meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome everybody around the virtual screen, and hope everyone is staying cool this morning. All right, so the first item on the agenda is, do we have any business items? I don't believe we do. And I'll move to the item number 3, which is communications. Mr. Town Manager, do we have any communications?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, everyone. Just wanted to give the Public Safety Committee an update on a speed management pilot program that we applied for under the Safe Streets for All grant program. And as the council knows, the state of Connecticut passed Vision Zero Public Act number 23-116 during its last session. And this legislation allows municipalities to use automated traffic enforcement devices, such as speed cameras, to supplement our enforcement. And under the grant program, the town will implement a speed management pilot program to change driver behavior throughout town. The program will include the purchase and installation of 15 speed cameras. Will also include management of the citations for drivers who travel 10 or more miles per hour over the speed limit, and then the development of a speed management program, which will build upon the town's Vision Zero action plan, which we are in the final stages of producing. The total amount of the grant request is $836,000. And we'll find out later this fall whether we are successful with this grant. In the meantime, we'll be forming an internal committee comprised of our chiefs, Dwayne Martin, our Director of Community Development, John Phillips, our Director of Public Works, as well as Jared Morin, who's our Director of Information Technology. So we'll form that committee so that we are in a position to move quick should we be afforded this grant. And we will certainly keep the Public Safety Committee and the council as a whole up to date as we're moving through this process over the next couple of months. So that's what I had under communications. Happy to answer any questions that the council may have. Through you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Ledwith. Do we have any questions from the committee? Councilor Cortez? Okay. I do have a quick question, Mr. Ledwith. So this is a grant that we applied for, and we're waiting for the results sometime in...
Should be sometime this fall, Madam Chair.
Okay, so...
October, November.
October, November. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you again. All right, so moving to the next agenda item, I believe is staff reports. So we have our police department update. So that would be you, Chief Riddick and team.
Hi, good morning, everybody. How are you? Just a few updates. How's the volume? Can you hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Hiring and retention. Currently we have 4 vacancies. In addition, we anticipate within the next month to have an additional retirement. That will be 5 vacancies. But staffing wise, we're fine. We have 3 officers who are graduating from the academy this Friday from the Hartford Police Academy. So that'll be a good addition. And they'll go through a field training process of approximately 12 weeks or so. Pistol permits. In August of 2022, we had 34 requests. In August of 2023, is somebody else here in the background, or is it me? I think Grinaldi might have to mute. Thank you. In August 2023, it was just 19. The gender breakdown was 14 men, 5 women. Year to date, 2022, we had 189. pistol permits, and year-to-date 2023, we only have 150. Notable police activities and events. In August of 2022, the town had 195 motor vehicle accidents and 488 motor vehicle stops for August. In August 2023, we are down to 174 motor vehicle accidents and 483 vehicle stops. Year to date in 2022, we had 2,441 motor vehicle stops. Year to date this year, 5,250 stops. So we see though that increased enforcement has helped with the number of accidents and a number of other things too, as far as education. Our ERC, which is our communications division, year to date, we had 1,902 911 calls and 5,747 routine calls for service. And year to date, through August 31st, we had 96% of those 911 calls were handled within less than 10 seconds. That's a really good job and well within industry standards. So kudos to those folks. Animal Control Division, for the month of August, they handled 473 calls for service. Our Community Support Unit, which is our CSU, which is our roving unit that gets out and deals with quality of life issues. They had 27 arrests for August, 15 felonies, and 12 misdemeanors. Recovered 3 stolen cars with the assistance of the Greater Hartford Auto Theft Task Force. Year to date, we had 54 cars that took off on us that did not stop. Other notable events by CSU. With the assistance of Hartford, we had made an arrest of 2 individuals who had carjacked an individual at gunpoint. Both suspects had several outstanding warrants, and one of the arrestees was arrested for an attempted home invasion. Another arrest that CSU made was an individual was arrested for legal possession of a firearm that was stolen during a Bristol, Connecticut car burglary. And on August 5th, we had a large fight that occurred at Division West in the evening hours. And one person was arrested for assault in the 2nd degree, as well as strangulation. Just a short time ago, a couple hours ago, a great job by our officers and the community. A citizen called in a suspicious vehicle. We had officers in the area and quickly converged, and we were able to find out that 2 cars were broken into, one of which had the car stolen, a car they were trying to steal, and was actually trying to prepare to steal it. We arrested 5 individuals, all female, which is interesting. It's a little unusual. There was 1 adult and 4 juveniles, 3 15-year-olds, 1 17-year-old, and the 19-year-old is the adult. So great job by our officers. Another fun fact with this, one of the items they used to break into the vehicle was a pink hammer, and they also were in possession of a pink box cutter. So we're going to continue to explore that to see what that might lead to. And last but certainly not least, beginning in September 27th, we have our Citizens of Police Academy. Again, one of our hallmark programs that we provide to the city, to the town. Freudian slip, by the way. And I just hope that, for those of you who may not have had an opportunity to go through this program, I hope that you can take some time and go through. We've gotten really good reviews, and we take constructive feedback to continue to build out this program and to make it better and better each and every year. Now, that concludes my report, and I'm entertaining any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Riddick. Any questions from the committee or other members on the call? No questions this morning. All right, Chief Riddick, I do have a question about the females. It's really odd. Trying to steal a vehicle. You did report that, right? It's not just early in the morning.
No, a couple hours ago. They were arrested probably about, the call came in around 5 o'clock. So they're arrested somewhere between 5:15, 5:30.
And may I ask, did the call come in from a resident or somebody just observing or hearing noise, or how did that go down?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a resident, but somebody called in a suspicious vehicle.
Okay. Wow. It's never a dull moment in public safety or PD or FD, huh? It's just
Well, there's never
always
a dull moment with
data.
PD. I'll reserve judgment for FD. Thank you for that layup, by the way.
Well, thank you again. Okay, over to you, Chief Priest and team for fire department.
It's okay. We're all right with the jealousy for our ability to rest, Chief. It's all good. Good morning, everyone. Greg Priest, Fire Chief, West Hartford. Pleased to be here this morning. I've submitted a written report in true fashion. It is lengthy, content heavy, and has everything. Hit a few things for you briefly as we get back together for the first time in several months. First, just want to send our condolences and thoughts down into the North Haven Fire Department, who's had two firefighters die very recently or consecutively right on top of each other. It's a tragedy. Have no idea what it would possibly be like to be the chief or a member down there. So we're really sending our thoughts to North Haven. In a related topic, we lost Joe Mangione to cancer about 3 years ago on August 27th, 2020. That was a very impactful event for the West Hartford Fire Department. And it really happens at the time that the legislature has seen fit to change some of the legislation regarding occupationally acquired cancer for firefighters. So we're very pleased with that, as well as we're taking some local efforts, working in partnership with the union to improve the quality of our annual physical process so that we could detect cancer sooner, so that it could be treated sooner, hopefully with a positive outcome. So very pleased that that work is underway for us. I'd like to offer my congratulations to our newest deputy chiefs, Deputy Chief Sinatro and also Deputy Chief Beebe, who joins us today as well. They were both promoted to senior leadership positions. We look forward to having them join our command staff ranks. Shout out to our community support officer, Andrew Eccles, who you've seen before with us at our public safety committee meetings. And we had a bulk of staff get out there and do some work at both a girls future firefighters kids camp, and then we also did our first ever camp for youth here in West Hartford. It was met with a lot of resounding success, a lot of positive feedback. So we're looking to expand that program for next year. In the training area, which Deputy Chief Beebe heads, we are very pleased to have recently announced that we got a FEMA grant, which allows us to do some training with the City of New Britain Fire Department. Thanks to Councilor Poland and Town Manager Ledwith. You were there at our event where we had some of our representatives from the legislature in with us to receive that. So thank you. Lots of great work in our training division. If you get a chance to walk out by Fern Ridge Park today, we're doing an arborist rescue class. It's kind of neat to look at. We got firefighters swinging out of trees on ropes and learning how they would be able to take an arborist down should there be an incident up there. So it's kind of a unique training. It's kind of neat to watch. As far as we had a fairly significant incident this month. There was a car fire out on the highway. Ultimately, there was a victim inside of it, and it turned out to be fatal. So, our condolences go to anybody who's been affected by that. And our marshal's office is investigating that as well. But it was a little bit of a unique incident there to report. Other notable projects and activity that we have going on this month, you'll see that I've got some fairly specific wording in my report about the condition of our facilities and the condition of our apparatus. And I just wanted to publicly thank the town manager for his support in that area. We've really started to kick up the conversation about receiving our facilities study and getting the training tower forwarded to the top of the pile. We do have some allocated budget money there. And we're starting to really need to address those things, especially our training tower, because we run the risk of jeopardizing our ISO rating if we can't get it moving in order. So thank you, Mr. Manager, for your constant support of that. I know the Chief Riddick and I are very interested in our facilities as well. So thank you for that support. We're getting ready to go into budget season. You'll be hearing from me about the condition of our apparatus, which we're watching a vehicle market that's getting fairly tenuous and trying to make sure that our heavier apparatus is in line to be replaced appropriately and that we have enough spares. So again, ongoing conversations with the manager has been very receptive to that. Let's see. Also, one other thing that just popped into my mind while we were sitting here, unfortunately, I didn't have it written on my report. We've been engaged with human resources about having fire personnel and our emergency management helping to work onboard new employees coming in. And one of those initiatives will be helping to train them in CPR. So I know the mayor's interested in our Heart Safe Community designation. We've had some discussions about that as well. We're looking at a workplace designation where we can train our employees with CPR. So Chief Beebe's been working on that with CSO Eccles. So that should be a good addition to the town's new employee process. As far as coming up, we have a promotional ceremony that'll be October 11th. It's in my written report for the timing. There'll be quite a few folks being recognized for promotions and new hires. We look forward to that. And we're also partnering again with the schools to provide instructors for their emergency medical responder program, which will, it's a really good connection that we're building with the schools, sending in instructors from the fire department to help teach our youth about emergency medical responders and help them get their certification if that's what they choose. And then we're interested because we were actually reached out to by a South Korean travel agency who is bringing in a bunch of fire representatives from the South Korean area, various parts to it, and they're coming to talk to us about their fire service program. It's not in my report, but we're looking forward to that. The topic that they want to discuss too is about electric vehicles, so it kind of coincides very closely with the things that we've already talked about as a committee. And I believe that concludes my report. Everything else is written. Glad to answer any questions that you may have of me.
Thank you, Chief Priest. Do we have any questions from the committee members or any other? Counselor Cortez?
To you, Madam Chair. Question that came into mind through discussion with someone at the church. Do we have a list going with public or buildings that have AED equipment and opportunities to create opportunities to ensure that people that work in those buildings, every day are familiar with the equipment? The church, West Hartford United Methodist Church, we have an AED equipment, and some of our teachers never seen the equipment we have on hand. So that sparked up this conversation.
Yes, sir. Very recently, in the last probably 18 months or so, we've done an extensive dive into where the AEDs are and what kind we could be using. So we're using a model now that syncs with Bluetooth. So when an AED gets deployed, a trigger is notified, and we get emails and text notifications, and dispatch is aware of what's going on. So we can tie in your church, and we can tie in other locations. There is a small cost. The AED is about $2,000, and certainly we're trying to work with other departments in the town to see if we can help them deploy AEDs as well. We would like to put one on every corner, but there's a cost. So right now we're just slowly getting them out there. We have all of our buildings done. We have the town hall done. And it's kind of it's a big process to keep track of them, because every year they have to be tested. They have to be, supplies have to be updated because they expire. And then once we get them into the building, then we try to train everyone in the building how to use them and to remember that they're there. So I hope that answers your question. Certainly you can reach out to me on the side, and I can help you try to secure one for the church if that's what you'd like to do.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Cortez. I don't know why I'm getting. Quick question for you, Chief Priest. The car fire, was that, and I'm sorry if I didn't hear what you said, was that highway or local road?
Ma'am, that was up on 84.
Was that recently?
Yes, that is correct. I don't know that I have the date immediately in front of me, but yes, that was within the last month.
Okay. All right. And then the follow-up question that I have is the South Korean delegation. When are they expected?
I believe they're coming in on the 12th for about 2 hours. We'd be glad to host any of our leadership. If you'd like to join us, we'd be glad to give you the information.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
I'll
thank you.
follow up with you. Any other questions or comments for Chief Priest?
This is Mayor Cantor. Sorry, still having problems. I think I'm getting there, but we had to do a diagnostic. Sorry. I just wanted to thank you for the camp activity and the EMR exposure for our students. I think this is a wonderful opportunity and a great path. And and I know it was met with success. I heard some really positive feedback. So thank you for that. It's really wonderful. And I think the feedback, if we're not all on mute, I think the feedback might be from that. So if you're not on mute when someone's talking, go on mute, and that would be helpful. So thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Any others? Any future agenda items? All right, so before we adjourn, I do want to just echo what Chief Priest said earlier. I've noticed between last month and this month, the public safety departments around Connecticut and just countrywide have really taken a hit with either fatalities within their own department or the constant violence. I don't even have words for it anymore because everybody knows it goes beyond the unnecessary, but it just seems to become more intense every single day. And I don't even want to say this seems to be a new normal, and we seem to be becoming very numb to these things, but I continue to think about our public safety officers, men and women, as you go into these particular scenes, when you get these calls, and just being prepared to what you're going to face. And I know this is when you lock arms with one another, both PD and FD, as well as our emergency responders. And I just want you all to know that every time these incidents happen, I'm thinking of all of you, and my support goes out to all of you. So that is why when we are around the table discussing budget and equipment and tools and training, I support you 100%. I often wish we had more to give because you are really doing a heavy lift, providing services and care to victims when you come up on the scene, but more importantly, to each other. I know that support is huge, and it goes far and deep when you provide support to the families. So I just wanted to say that before we close out the meeting. So if we don't have anything else, we can adjourn. I'll give you back a whole lot of time and just have each other's back out there and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.